Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo here on Friday morning for Araburu Kisetsu Otome blah 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 blah. Araburu Kisetsu no otome-domo yo. Yes. Uh, and it's lovely. I've said it in pretty much every episode so far, but this is one of my favorite shows this season. I like it a lot. Last time we had a bunch of stuff. We had a problem to solve, which was that we needed an advisor, and serendipitously we found an advisor via blackmail. Nice job. So blackmailed the teacher. Uh, Found some porn DVDs in an interesting place. Interesting porn DVDs. Bus porn. All right. Um, and then had another awkward run-in inside Izumi's room, where he finds her in there. Yeah. Yeah. But then it gets worse because he puts his foot in his mouth and says, I don't think about those things. I've never thought about doing it with anybody that I know. I would never think about doing it with you. And she's like, never? What the fuck? And then they end up in a classic, like, fall on top of each other position. And then freak out a little bit. And then she tells him to just say a tongue twister a bunch of times. And he just sort of like, ah. Poor guy. Poor Izumi. I don't think there was much of a hook in the last episode for topic of the next episode. With one exception being that is it Sonozaki, the really tall girl, said something about how too many of the responsibilities of the club are on her. So perhaps we'll end up trying to delegate some responsibilities in this episode. But really, I don't really know, and I don't think it really matters. I think it's gonna be good. So without any further ado, let's hop on into Araburu episode 4. Yeah. I have it up. It is ready to go. It is at 0 seconds. There will be a picture-in-picture version of this reaction video in the description. Timer-based version up on YouTube as usual. It'll have discussion at the end, BB timer at the beginning. Okay, so awkwardly, the subtitles are really out of sync, like by almost 5 seconds. So I just spent a couple minutes going through like the first 10 seconds of footage and just syncing up the subs there. Hopefully they'll remain synced up for the rest of the video. I'm not positive, but this is the only version of it that I have available to me. So hopefully they're lined up. They look like they are. They might be a little bit off. Sorry. Bear with it. It should be watchable. Anyway, BV timer goes here. Let's do this again. All right, I think it's close enough. It's within a few hundred milliseconds. Hey. Oh. I mean, yeah. Uh-huh. Indeed. Ah. Well. Methinks the lady... Aww. What a cool dude. I like him. Two steps at a time. Hey, it's on a little chat. I think you are now. I like him a lot. I'm waiting for an undercut. There it is. Build up the tension, undercut it. Mm. Double space times New Roman, please. Can I increase the size of the periods to get like an extra page or two? Hmm. In her own head, eh? What? No. Mm-hmm. No, nothing. Ow. Poor Kazusa. Nah, but Izumi did. I just had a thought. What if one of them is gay? Just throwing that out there. What if one of them finds out that she's not into guys? Or two of them. Hmm. Wow, those hands were really detailed. I like it. Hmm. Mhm. Yeah, she is. Also, the best. Oh. By the way, it's not coincidence that I started talking about the potential of one of them being gay when orange haired girl was talking. Yes, I looked that up too. Powdered malt drink, malted chocolate. Hmm. But this is also the advice that she needs to hear for her writing. True. Ah. Uh-oh. Oh, I was. Oh. Goodbye. Bye. Huh? The boastful Hisashi Saiki. Is that her name? Soyokaze Troop. Is this her father? Interesting. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, oh no. You gotta figure it out. Don't think. Read a book, read a book. Hmm. So she's searching for the words to express what she feels right now. Hmm. What a fucking line. Yeah, let's do that. Hmm. You have a history? Hmm. Hmm. Aww. 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 That's just pure and great. I just admire you. Ryan? Wait, on Ryan? On Ryan. And now she's made the breakthrough. Right? Right? It is, exactly. Aww. Who dat? Is that her last name? I didn't think so. Mm. Mm. Hmm. You again? Oh, he wrote it. He wrote the report. Holy shit, dude. My man. Mm. Stream of consciousness. We'll see. This is cute. This is super cute. She can't stop reading. Oh, 50 pages of kawaii. Yeah, but there's some there's some dedication in there. That one line cuts through, though. No, I just felt a feel. Hmm. Hmm. Nicely done, buddy. Smooth. Just like, oh, glorious. Wait, what? $5. True. What? Yeah. Excuse me? Nope. Let's go again. Somebody listen to Rohan Kishibet. She knows it's all about reality. Uh, hmm. Ah. Uh-oh. Oh no. Wah. Wah. Oh no. I really hope not. Okay. I learned what that meant. Things that changed before we knew it. All right, it says 50 seconds, but that's a credit roll. And that is all that's to it. So we're done. Boom. So as usual, pretty cool episode. Interesting things and bits and pieces with each character. I think the main meat of this episode is on Sonozaki though. And well, we've got the thing with Izumi, and she's in her own head about it. But that's all in the background. We're not addressing that yet. I think we're going to address that next episode. In this episode, we focus on Sonozaki. So after buying that magazine, she did make the choice to make the change in her style. To skip the glasses. I assume she's wearing contacts or something. To let her hair down, to be a little less formal. And instantly, there's a change. Everyone else treats her differently. But there's one person who treats her the same way that he did before, because he sees her the same way. He saw her as this when she was frumpy, right? He saw her as beautiful. And that's what inspired her to become it. But now that everyone else sees her as that, it's cheapened. But his is not. His viewpoint is not cheapened. It's real. And it all comes together as she orders him to write a 50-page, a ridiculous thing. And he does it. Good boy. Good boy. Very good boy. All right, so Kazus is off running on her own. And now these two end up having some combos. But then immediately after, I had the thought like, oh, geez, what if orange-haired girl is actually, like, turns out to be gay? That would be interesting and would add another layer to the investigating your own sexuality aspect of the show. But then we're immediately introduced to a strong potential love interest for her, like old childhood friend who never forgot about her. It still could go that way. That would be very interesting if she got right up to it and then couldn't because it just wasn't right for her. Could be interesting. But at this point, I'm inserting my own headcanon into the show. There's nothing that really suggests that, so let's leave that be. The two girls that I've been, two best friends. Damn. So here we have our confrontation between these two. And this scene is great. He lets her in to his mind a little bit. And she calls him out for daydreaming about adult stuff. And yeah, it would be a problem to have a high school teacher who's full of sexual fantasies about teenage girls. I have no appetite for high school girls. And he goes on about this. And this is really interesting because another show that I dropped, episode 1, halfway through, called Joshikase no Mudazukai this season, does this exact thing with the teacher, but we hadn't met the teacher yet. The teacher gets up in front of the class and introduces himself with this sentiment. Like, I hate high school girls. Don't any of you get to thinking that you can get with me or like get your grades up. And he just goes on this tirade for like 3 solid minutes of screen time about all this shit. And then the end, the punchline is all of the girls in the class, we just pan to each of them and they go like, no good, no good, no good. And then I drop the show because it was really terribly done. This is doing the same thing, except that I don't believe him. I just don't believe him. The things that he comes up with are bullshit. Dry, rough skin, bullshit. Comparing to them to an unripe fruit, underdeveloped meat is hard and tough. I think this is bullshit. I think he is too inexperienced to actually be making any of these statements. But the stuff about overly honest and expressions far too wild and dramatic to appear in literature, that makes sense. And it hits her immediately. But he thought that she was a middle-aged man. And she takes that as an insult to her writing, which to an extent it is. And because of that, she gets real mad and jumps on top of him in a compromising position. And then it's a little bit ambiguous here. When she says it throbbed all over, I assume that she means that she felt like a shiver run through her. But given the position that they're in, there's also an implication that she feels something through his pants. You know? Yeah, so she runs, and why? It throbbed. Everywhere just throbbed. It's more like a shiver ran through her. But then she's able to grab that and capture and use that experience for her writing. And goes and seeks out more of it so that she can write better. I said it during the reaction, but somebody paid attention to Rohan Kishibe when he said that what makes a great mangaka is reality. Okay. So, Hisashi Saigusa. Okay, I just googled the name. I just googled Saigusa and Araburu, and I don't think it's one of the characters actually. I don't think it's related. I think he's just a writer. Children are not pure. They do all of this stuff. The darkness inside is tinged with the purest shade, like black frosted. All right, so yeah, I don't know, man. Karaoke invite. Set up for boy. She's freaking out. Then read a book. And best line of the episode, by far. Oh, it's not here. It's a little bit later. It's when, yeah, resigning joy that digs deep into your core. This line. I get it. Books aren't an escape. Books aren't an escape. They're there to put a name to those hazy feelings that I can't understand. Yes. Thank you. Goddamn, yes. I mean, of course, any form of fiction can be an escape. But likewise, any form of narrative fiction, or actually even nonfiction, it's compiled, condensed human wisdom. Not just knowledge, not just information, but wisdom, the way of looking at the knowledge. So it's able to create distance between us and the reality of events and feelings so that we can identify them from afar when they would be too fuzzy when they're up close, when we're actually experiencing them. And I think that the same goes for most media, almost any media, certainly for film. There are films that embody emotions, ideals, entire ideologies, entire sects of social criticism, and entire anything are embodied by certain films. And then I think you can take it even a step further and say that when we diverge even further from the real or the realistic, for example, using anime, which is very much not real, right? This is, despite being a very good anime face, this is a very poor facsimile of a human face. A human face looks nothing like this, but we recognize it as a human face and we associate with it, we identify with it, we can feel what these characters feel, but there's an added layer of distance because we know that they aren't real. And we're constantly reminded of that. But what's interesting, paradoxically fascinating about anime is because it's not real, we can believe all of it because none of it is real. It's a weird thing that has always fascinated me about this art form, this media. It allows us to express and explore concepts that we would find maybe be squeamish about, would maybe not want to explore. But because of the distance placed between us and the characters, we can explore it. We can explore concepts more deeply without being hurt by them. It's one of the great powers of Japanimation. So, yeah. That moment when your friends are all awkward. And they have this whole conversation. It's very cute. And he's got this whole backstory where he's like, I used to think you were really cool, and I kind of still do, and I never forgot about you, and now I have the chance, so I want to get to know you better. But not like that. I mean, if like that, then that would be cool, but, you know, like, that's not what I'm going for. Let's be friends? Hell yeah, let's be friends, dude. Yeah, all right, let's go. Also, I don't know that this is actually a joke. I mean, there might be a social media service that's like called Ryan or something similar. Wait, Line social media. Oh, there is. Yeah, Line is the largest social network in Japan since 2013. So, yeah, that's that. But I was thinking it was a pun. I thought it was a racist pun. In a way, it kind of is. Just unintentionally. I thought it was a racist pun of on Ryan. Oh no. All right. So they had each other on Ryan. And she's writing. Came to understand just how sensitive the nerve endings in my inner thighs were. And suddenly she's not using cliches. Man is a rope? No, man is a river. It's a weird choice of reading material for this purpose. Like, I don't know how. I don't know how Zarathustra has like an effect or like an impact on adolescent sexuality. I mean, it of course talks about like philosophies of art to an extent, but like, all right, weird. Then they go hang out, and she has exactly the response that I did, which is like, oh my god, that's the sweetest thing ever. You need to date this guy. If I had to do it with someone, I'd want to do it with someone I liked. Yeah, absolutely. Then she muses that maybe she'll start falling for him, and then maybe she'll want to do it with him. So then this gal-esque girl is continuing to try to be friends with Sonozaki, going so far as it seems to be implied that she doesn't normally bring a bento, that she brought a bento today specifically to try to become friends with Sonozaki. But to what end? To what end? What ulterior motive does she have? I don't get the feeling that she's being malicious, but she wants to ask her something. So then he goes after her. Boom. I wrote the report. And man, the contents of the report are cute. Literally. They're very cute. It's sweet. And the way that she analyzes and dismisses it, or attempts to. But we can see it in her face that as much as she doesn't want to, she's really touched by this. And then when she gets to the end and starts feeling this bombarding, cleansing rain of cute, she's like making fun of the little tiny spelling mistakes that he's made, because there's nothing else that she can really nitpick at this point. She's actually been touched by it. So to like make herself feel okay, she has to nitpick it a little bit. Oh, Sonozaki. Oh. Oh. Will you go out with me? Oh my god. So, then there's this. Yeah, you can pay for the notebook. They end up talking. He wants to talk about something. I assume what he wants to talk about is Kazusa. Because we've got a misunderstanding set up cliffhanger for the next episode. Kazusa's like, oh shit, the guy I like and the girl who has my best interests at heart are totally gonna fuck. No. If that does happen, I'm gonna flip my shit, but no, it's gonna be fine. In fact, I'll bet you anything she's gonna be giving advice that will help you. It'll be fine. But yeah, it's a problem for now. But just a misunderstanding type problem. I love this ooh-ah, ooh-ah, with the repeated zoom-ins. Lovely. All right. So, there were some new voices in the ED that I didn't recognize. I feel like one of them was the white-haired writer guy who we saw on screen, but I'm not sure. Interesting. All right, another fun episode. Some really lovely, cute moments. Sonozaki's story continues to be my favorite, like, story thread. But I think white-haired girl continues to be my favorite character. They're all pretty good though. They're all pretty great though. And little writer girl is definitely growing on me. For sure. She had a moment. Okay. I think that's going to be about it. So, I've been Teeaboo. This has been Araburu. It continues to be amazing. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next week in the next one. Peace.